Modern women say that the world, especially men, objectifies them. And guess what? That's not totally true. Here's why. Modern women these days don't wear modest clothing, don't talk modestly, and don't hide their pasts or controversial opinions. I mean, this is really simple to understand. If women dress provocatively, no man will ever be interested in their philosophical views, which they probably don't even have in the first place. If women use cuss words in every single phrase and even talk about sucking dick without batting an eye, it's no wonder that men just think of them as sluts and not wifeys. And sure, if they showcase their sexual pasts for everyone to see with just a few clicks, ain't no smart men putting a ring on that.
I got a fat ass and a fat heart.
Why do they always say stop objectifying us? And then when they ask, why should someone hook up with you? And they default to, my ass is fat, my tits are big. Make it make sense? Please explain to me why it's okay for them to objectify themselves, right? It's insane. It's super empowering, right? The sexual revolution, sexually empowered modern women. It's okay to flaunt your body. No, it's more than okay. But the moment a man objectifies them too, they go, oh my God, you disgusting pig. How dare you look at me like I'm a piece of meat?
Thirsty dudes out there objectify women and think of them as pieces of meat because modern women promote themselves as just that. Rest assured that if these women didn't speak a word, didn't hook up with every random guy they met, and dressed more decently, no man would objectify them. But hey, self-objectification is so empowering. In today's video, we're delving into the strange phenomenon of women objectifying themselves but blaming men for doing just that, and why this is causing men to either become players or even better, loyal followers of the MGTOW philosophy. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to the OG MGTOW Path. He said, "I'm a male and even I want to be a housewife. It's literally the best job in the world. Teaching kids is so rewarding. Cooking quality food? Dude, it's fantastic. It's a dream, not a job. These women love to fight invisible wars." Exactly, but if there's a will, there's a way to somehow still complain. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 for that comment of the day. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
You see, this phenomenon of objectification is insane. Come to think of it, many men out there do have strong sexual drive and libido, so they go out there, make money, hit the gym, eat clean, and all that to be more attractive to women. So far, so good. That's human nature. As for women, they also work on their bodies, but they don't develop other skills important to men who want to build families. Some men out there just want to have sex here and there for sure, so they don't give an F about a woman's opinions. They pretend to care about them, eventually getting in their pants, and surprise, Chad is nowhere to be found after the fact. Seriously, this is so bloody predictable that it's insane to hear modern women complain about how evil men are these days. No, they're not. At least, not all of them. If modern women only pick men who are into their bodies and nothing else, there should be no problem at all. These guys had clear intentions despite their seduction skills. At the end of the day, we're all grown up, right? So what's the deal? Yeah. Blaming men instead of taking accountability for their actions. Modern women these days invest more time picking and choosing lipstick and outfits than becoming good wives. Back in the day, women knew that husbands were working for the family, so they had the duty to cook delicious meals and take care of the house in return. That's fantastic, but that ain't happening that much in the Western world. These so-called boss babes leverage male libido to get easy attention, validation, and of course, make tons of money. Just think about OF and other platforms. These chicks think that if Lana Rhoades, Mia Khalifa, Riley Reid, and more corn stars were able to make top dollar in the blink of an eye, so can they. But the reality is completely different. They objectify themselves in hopes of becoming the next booming adult model, but they barely make any money. Their pics get leaked, free for everyone to see, and the money is not coming in. Honestly, I don't feel any compassion for these women at all. They freely chose that path, so they better deal with the consequences of their actions. The major consequence is not making ends meet, but rather mockery and objectification. Getting a so-called normal job is nearly impossible, just like it's nearly impossible for multiple men not to objectify her if she showed her private parts for pennies on the dollar.
Car literally stops dead on its tracks and rolls the window down, and they're like, "You are so gorgeous. Would you like to model for me? Like, can I give you my card?" And, I'm like, "Me? Are you serious? Really?
Yeah.
Me?"
Yeah.
So I take their card. I struggled my entire childhood with weight, and I never felt attractive or worthy of male attention. And suddenly, my first year of college, I start losing all this weight from making small changes. And by the time I graduated, I was ready to make a bigger difference. I felt extremely self-conscious about my breasts because that was the first thing to go when I lost all the weight. I lost about 50 pounds. I don't know how many kilos that is, or stone.
We say, my body, my choice, and don't objectify me. But a lot of times we objectify ourselves, the way we dress, the way we present, and then we blame a man. But I never heard the term F-boy until I started getting on TikTok and I dealt in these spaces, and I'm like, well, why did you let him hunch on you?
Look, if we're completely honest, these modern women are freely choosing to show their bodies instead of their opinions, which are mostly a copy of the opinions of other bad wives out there. Ain't no special women out there. Having a conversation with these chicks is nearly impossible. Nothing interesting, nothing genuine. It's all fake, like their body parts and genuine desire for you. They don't want you, they want your money. So be it, but hey, ain't no smart men putting a ring on it. Just like these modern women pretend to care about the well-being of men, multiple dudes out there will pretend to care about a woman's opinions just so they can get in their pants and then move on to the next hotter chick. Modern women don't seem to understand this simple logic. It's always the man's fault. Men go abroad? It's because they can't handle us. Men prefer more modest women? It's because they can't handle a woman's sexual empowerment. Men objectify women who dress in a certain type of way? It's because men are thirsty and just want a woman's body, which proves that there's an inherent patriarchy in society that wants women to be nothing but pieces of meat. But really, let's be real down here. Modern women have the same, if not more, rights than men in today's world. Women can go to college, get a job, own property, etc. So, instead of selling their sexuality and nudes online, why don't they go to law school? Why don't they go to medical school? Why don't they learn something meaningful and valuable to society? Oh, I know why. The answer is really, really simple. They want fast money. Spending 10 years to make money? Nah, they'd rather dress in a bikini, shoot an email to an adult content agency, and overall, do jobs that really degrade them. But hey, ain't no one forcing them to choose those jobs. This is really interesting. When a man marries a hoe and she turns out to be, well, a certified hoe and cheats on the man, it's his fault for not being cautious enough. But when a woman does a job of this caliber, objectifies herself, and even gets naked for money, it's not her responsibility, or society will even accept that she needs the money so badly that she had no other choice. Yeah, a likely story. In reality, she didn't want to work in the grocery store, hustle, or make money by building a business. And look, opening an OF account is not a form of entrepreneurship. It's just a disgusting activity that sure can make her a lot of money, but will give her a lot of problems in the long run.
I'm not somebody who can relate to how she feels.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, her feelings are valid. She regrets her experience in the adult industry and stuff. What is it like for you, though, when you see somebody say that?
Well, I'm always surprised when a girl does that. That's what built you up. That's what did it for you. That's what put you on the map. To sit there and now go, oh, it's bad. Oh, I wish I never did that. It's kind of hypocritical.
You know, the reason why you're in the place to make such an absurd amount of money off only every month is basically because these companies did advertising for you, and yeah, maybe you didn't make too much money off of them, but in a lot of ways, if I was one of those companies that shot with you early on, I'd be thinking like a more accurate way to look at this would be to say that we probably deserve a percentage of the money that you're making now.
I always think it's kind of when they do that, you know, because it's like, I got what I want out of it, now them.
Mia Khalifa, all the respect in the world,
Yeah.
but realistically, your fans ain't bringing in that much money if you didn't become the chick for a period of time, right?
Totally.
Not to mention at the cost of her own dignity. You've probably heard feminists defend their ideas and advocate for their beliefs through government-sponsored rallies, lobbying efforts, and other means. As men who've chosen to go our own way, we often find ourselves thinking, why should we care? Maybe you've noticed the contradictions in feminist ideas before, but let's take a closer look at some of them. One big head-scratcher is the way some feminists handle self-objectification. They argue for the right to express themselves freely, including embracing their bodies and sexuality. However, it can be confusing when they get upset if they attract attention from people they consider undesirable or of lower quality. It raises questions about the boundaries of self-expression and who gets to decide what's desirable. Now, how might this relate to potential issues like cheating or infidelity in the long run? It's important to understand that when someone values self-expression and embraces their sexuality, they may desire variety and novelty in their romantic and sexual experiences. This is not inherently problematic, it's a personal choice. However, when combined with a tendency to judge potential partners based on perceived desirability, it can lead to complications. In relationships, if the man has a rigid or ever-changing definition of what's desirable, modern women feel like it can create difficulties in maintaining a committed partnership because they say you don't respect their freedom. Like, come on. They may be more inclined to seek out new experiences or connections outside the relationship, aka pulling out their phones and getting a man in the blink of an eye, believing that they can always find someone more desirable. This attitude always leads to infidelity and a lack of commitment, as they may struggle to fully invest in a long-term partnership. They never bond, they're always loyal to their feelings and fleeting emotions. Another thing to ponder is how feminists navigate the modern hookup culture. Many of them champion sexual freedom and believe women can explore their desires without judgment. Yet, it's a bit puzzling when they express frustration if men don't want to commit or only see them as sexual objects. It's like a tug of war between wanting sexual freedom and seeking meaningful connections. Also, there's sometimes this resentment when feminists compare the happiness levels of men and women. Some may feel that men are generally happier, and that can lead to frustration and resentment. But let's be real, happiness is a complex thing, and it's not as simple as saying one gender is happier than the other. Or maybe it is. I mean, men are happy to see hot bodies from time to time, and in all honesty, they don't really care much about perfection. Most men out there are happy with a decent, fit physique, but they're not promoting super skinny body types that force women to starve to death. I mean, seriously, the men who do just that are more often than not profiting from this stupidity. But the average Joe is okay with a normal body. But hey, no quote-unquote curvy girls who don't do anything to improve themselves.
Women want to be objectified.
Not all of us.
Hold on. She just doesn't want to be objectified on its own. She wants to be objectified, which is appreciated for her assets, but she also wants to be appreciated for other elements of her character and personality that she brings to the table as well. So this business of women don't want to be objectified, I had a video about this just the other day. That's all nonsense. Of course you want to be objectified. You want your husband or your boyfriend to look at you and be like, never compliment you. You spent 2 hours doing your makeup. You're looking sharp. You're looking beautiful. Curves and everything.
A compliment isn't being objectified.
Of course. He's
Yeah,
saying,
by your
babe,
husband.
he's
Say,
saying,
for
your
example,
backside
someone
looks
looks
great
good.
and your breasts look amazing and your eyes look beautiful.
Yeah, I've been up
It's
in
objectification.
No, okay, so the backside you looks great. Like, do you know what I mean? But your man can compliment you without objectifying you.
That's the same thing.
Now, to wrap up this video, let's reveal a shocking insight. These self-objectifying women are extremely narcissistic. Here's the deal. There are times when it's perfectly okay to take a step back and look at yourself from a third-person perspective. And in fact, that's something we all do at one point or another. We all want to make a great impression at a job interview, look sharp at a wedding, or showcase our best side on a first date. In these moments, a bit of self-care and self-presentation is completely normal and healthy. But here's the thing. When these self-presentation behaviors start to go overboard, they can evolve into something more concerning. Excessive narcissism, and that's the real problem of modern women. And that can have some serious downsides, not just for themselves, but also for their relationships and personal growth, which they don't care about in the first place. Let's dive into it. 1. Constant mirror checking and self-obsession. In their daily lives, modern women find themselves glancing in the mirror as they pass by. A natural inclination, right? However, when modern women discover that they are dedicating a significant portion of their day to scrutinizing their reflections, something appears amiss. There emerges an intense need to rectify each perceived flaw, potentially causing lateness for events or the derailment of plans. And look, many men are not willing to give no courtesy minutes. You know, ain't got no time for unpunctual girls. It's as if they're trapped in a cycle of self-obsession, hindering the development of crucial traits such as empathy, kindness, and deeper connections with people. 2. Endless selfies and vanity. Occasionally capturing a selfie to update one's profile seems innocuous enough, yet when these modern women find themselves taking multiple selfies daily or investing hours in perfecting each image, it becomes indicative of excessive narcissism. It's akin to an obsession with their appearance in photos, a constant process of self-critique, and an eternal quest for satisfaction contingent on matching an unrealistic standard. This obsessive behavior can erode self-esteem, particularly when self-worth becomes tethered to external validation, such as the number of likes or comments garnered on social media selfies. Unfortunately, this obsession often overshadows the cultivation of deeper qualities that genuinely define a person's goodness. 3. Comparing oneself and making superficial judgments. Self-objectification frequently involves comparing one's physical appearance to that of others and making judgments solely based on looks. Excessive narcissism exacerbates this tendency, leading modern women to perceive themselves as either superior or inferior to others based purely on physical attributes. This fixation on external comparisons tends to divert attention away from inner qualities like empathy, compassion, and moral character. In this age of social media, it's increasingly challenging to evade exposure to societal beauty standards and the relentless pursuit of external validation. Modern women are bombarded by edited and filtered images of faces and bodies through influencers, beauty advertisements, and celebrities. But at the same time, they're also told they're beautiful just as they are. For those who predominantly follow accounts promoting such images, endlessly scrutinizing themselves and persistently feeling inadequate unless they secure external validation, it's a troubling amalgamation of self-objectification and excessive narcissism, but they failed to recognize that.
We became able to vote, we became able to dress how we want to dress, partake in society the way that we want to partake in society, etc. And then it became somewhere along the lines, we are over-sexualizing ourselves. Well, I think that happened because we got tired of being sexualized and not being the beneficiaries of said sexualization.
Yeah, I disagree. But I think the majority of the reality doesn't live in that space. The reason why women are over-sexualized is because the market is so crazy for it. Men have been put out of the sexual marketplace. Men are not having sex, you know the stat.
Yep.
Men 30 years old or younger, 30%.
One-third of men under 30 years old have not had sex in the last year.
Men are going to college anymore. Men are having jobs. Most men are invisible to women. So with that being said, that's a direct influence on porn, on OnlyFans. OnlyFans, the majority of their consumers are these men who have no sexual connection or outlet with women at all.
Do you want to know proof about why you're not empathetic to men at all?
What?
You just said men are trash. If you were empathetic, you would not try to hurt our feelings and hurt the people's feelings here by calling them trash.
That wasn't her.
Girl, I just be talking, girl. Like, that's not actually her.
Girl?
Yeah.
So there's no
girl.
empathy there. If you just talk without thinking about what you're talking about, you're not empathetic, you just speak out of your ass.
Yo, and he's
You
not a
do
girl.
too.
I feel like men do have
That's an
to
example
understand
of
women.
not having emotional intelligence. You just talk
without thinking
Without
it through.
thinking it all.
I'm on a
Off your emotions.
podcast that like degrades
Exactly.
women.
Wait, you're on a podcast. You should be extra careful about what you're talking about. Nobody who degraded a woman here today?
I
In
did.
general.
You just hold on. How are you going to be a victim and say that we're degrading women when you just said men are trash? You just degraded men.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
This fusion of self-objectification, excessive narcissism, and superficiality can yield profound consequences. 1. Struggling to develop as good people. The ceaseless preoccupation with physical appearances and the unquenchable thirst for external validation can significantly impede their personal growth. Qualities like empathy, kindness, and humility may recede into the background when self-obsession takes the forefront. 2. Superficial relationships. Rather than nurturing meaningful, deep connections, they may find themselves forging shallow relationships grounded in appearances and superficial attributes. This deprivation of authentic interactions robs them of the depth that genuine connections offer. Sure, many men would love to smash, but not to take her to the altar. 3. Neglecting inner qualities. The relentless pursuit of physical perfection often leads them to overlook the cultivation of inner virtues like integrity, compassion, and moral values. That's why they dress in a certain type of way while expecting you to treat them as ladies. These virtues are pivotal for personal growth and for becoming better-rounded individuals, but they'd rather show their asses instead of becoming wife material type of women. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.